I'm very excited to be talking to you all today about another Switchfoot album. This one is called Vice Verses. Vice Verses is an album that was made in 2011. It's got 12 full-length songs on it, 53 minutes. A bit meaty of an album, even though it only has 12 songs, because some of the songs do run a little bit longer, but nothing too crazy. Unlike the other two albums I have already reviewed on this channel that I will link in the description, those being Fading West and Where the Light Shines Through, Vice Verses is much more straightforward in its raw rock energy and sound. You have to look no further than the first track on the album, Afterlife, to get a feel for the grungy rock sound of this album. Of course, the album is going to divert from that sound from time to time. Specifically, I'm thinking about the title track, Vice Verses, which is a very stripped back ballad that packs an emotional punch through the use of simplicity and bare bones vocals and instrumentation. All that being said, though, is this album good? I don't feel too bad in saying that I believe this album is good. When I first reviewed Vice Verses several years ago, I really didn't vibe with it at all. Like, the thing was just not my style. It wasn't my tone. Switchfoot is a band I've never been a huge fan of, and this album just didn't win me over. But listening to the album now and listening to it over and over again, the first time I listened to it all the way through for this review, I was like, oh yeah, I don't really care about this. And then the more I listened to it, the more I appreciated it, but I still can say that I'm not passionate about nearly anything on this album. And when I say that, I do not feel strongly about it in a positive way or strongly about it in a negative way on a personal level. With the exception of the last track, and I think the title track is also very good. Vice Verses is a very good song, very well written, some hard-hitting lyrics, but that final song, Where I Belong, it really has the energy of an Arcade Fire song, in the best way possible. It really sounds like a Christian rock version of Wake Up by Arcade Fire. And it is an emotive ballad and an epic song. And it's just got all the emotions with it. And it hits pretty hard. It's a great song. As far as specific complaints about the album go, I really don't have a lot to say. I think the chorus on the War Inside is a little bit cringy. Just that really exasperated, dramatic vocal performance and manipulation. To me, it hasn't aged terribly well, and I know people probably like this song. This album is beloved by the fan base. People love the album Vice Verses, and this song isn't really doing it for me. The song's Restless. Restless is a ballad, and Blinding Light just really feel like they're almost fitting into this generic Christian contemporary music mold, even though they are rock songs or songs on a rock album. They obviously have a little bit more flair and personality than the worst of generic Christian contemporary music, which is a lot of Christian contemporary music is very generic. But neither of these songs manage to stand out in any significant or meaningful way. They all just kind of get lost within the mess of the album. In my Where the Light Shines Through review, I said that every Switchfoot album has a WTF moment. A song that's what is going on? And the song on this album that is that moment is Selling the News. It's basically a rock rap song with John Foreman rap talking his way through the verses, and then you get to this chorus that's actually really great. And this is one of my favorite songs on the album. And even when I reviewed this when I originally reviewed the album, the only songs I liked were Selling the News and the last song, Where I Belong. But I still like this song. I think I like it a little bit less. I think the talk rapping is a little bit corny and the lyrics are a little bit corny, but I think the song has a lot of personality. And it's definitely not a bad song. I like this song. One other quick highlight, another ballad on the album, one of the other more stripped back songs, and the album actually has a couple of these, is the song Thrive, and I think Thrive is actually a really good song. I think the instrumentation just is very effective here, that just recurring loop to guitar lick. If you can call it a lick, I don't know anything about music. What am I doing? But the song is pretty good. Thrive is a good track. And I really wish I had more to say. The album, generally speaking, is good. There's a few things that I don't really vibe with. I might as well also mention, I don't really care for the song Dark Horses. And then Souvenirs isn't doing it much for me personally, even though it's not a bad song. And like I said, like, even the complaints I have with this album are all like fairly small things, and they're things that just personally don't appeal to me, not things that are outright criticisms and outright things that I think are necessarily bad. But the album just on a personal level doesn't do much for me. Like, I'm giving the album a very dispassionate 3.5 out of 5. Like, the quality might be there, but it's just not, at the end of the day, it's just not appealing to me. And that's pretty much all I have to say about Vice Versus. Thank you for checking out this review. Check out the other Switchfoot reviews in the description if you want to. Next, we're going to be talking about album covers. Yeah, I've been waiting to do this for so long, but we're doing a video talking about some cool album covers and why I think they're cool. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.